Hey everyone, Brian Porter here at the Porter Pickup Shop. Good Tuesday morning to you, or whenever this video publishes. I probably shouldn't put a date on there. Today's subject is going to be very interesting for me. This is a subject for all small business owners, anyone trying to put an idea out there. This is the failure of ideas, or the ideas that dry up. Things change quickly in the industry. So I'm going to talk about some ideas this year that we implemented that didn't really work out as well as they could have. So I'm going to let you behind the curtain. I'm going to talk a little bit about some things related to those ideas that may be a small bit of industry news, but I'll let you guys take that with for what you will on that. So let's jump over to my bench here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about a few of those ideas that we did that kind of dried up this year, and kind of the way that it makes things feel around here, but then also what I want to do as a creator, and I realize the making of the ideas is important. So let's talk about a few of those ideas from this year. All right, so one of those ideas that we launched about a year ago almost, I think it was December of 2022, if I remember right, was this beautiful GK drive. So this is our entry into the pedal world. We had some good friends at Vanilla Sunday Pedals design this pedal for us and manufacture it. We created kind of a circuit that would be something that would work well with a lot of different pickup types, obviously relating back to the pickups. And this pedal sold really well at the beginning of the year, and then things started drying up as another overdrive was introduced into the market. People couldn't quite understand what it was about, what it was for, and that's fine. We wanted to create something really cool. And the people that have this really do enjoy it. They really like what it does. It really helps enhance other pedals. It works good as like the beginning of your signal chain. It works good to kind of push a clean boost or to push a drive pedal. And that's where we've been using it a lot more. And so now we're down to just a handful of these left. And so the decision point comes, should we keep going with it? Should we make more? Should we do an additional pedal? Should we expand the line? All these things in a business when you're trying to figure out, okay, what's the next step? So on the table then is, what do we do with this pedal? Not considering it a failed idea, but something that we wanted to try, something that we wanted to get out there into the wild, and we're really happy with what it achieved. Just as a business decision, we're trying to figure out now how do we continue to do these, maybe in smaller batches? Do we do a big batch and just try to sell them? That's just been something on the plate for the GK drive. Another idea that we launched in the beginning of 2023 was these loaded Pickards for the Charvel SoCal model. So we went through the trouble of creating and mimicking the exact design, and then opening the door for more shapes. So the SoCal models from Charvel had a big route in there, so we can do HSH, we can do 2 humbuckers, we can do 3 singles. We created all sorts of really cool Pickards for these and put them on the site, made a bunch of videos, did a promotional build to order type thing, and we sold exactly 0 of them. So that was certainly disappointing. Really cool for a demo guitar in the shop, really fun to play. But we figured people with these guitars would want to modify them like they do with their regular Fender Strats. That was definitely not the case. All we got was requests to make the Pickards themselves and to not buy the loaded Pickards, which is why we created the project to begin with. So that was another example of an idea that kind of went awry this year. Just didn't quite go the way that we wanted it to. Another idea was our Relish Guitars bracket service. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say that, because it was basically, we were a service center in the US for the Relish Guitar Company, and we were installing our pickups into their Quick Connect brackets and then sending them out for customers. We were doing that for other brands of pickups. We were doing that for our own brands of pickups. Beginning of this year, we were doing a lot of them every single week. It was a big service. There wasn't really that many people in the States doing it, and a lot of people were coming to us for that. Since then, Relish has kind of disappeared off the map. I don't know if they're out of business, but I have a feeling that they might be. And so that was another thing where this idea was starting to rise and become a really good thing, and then it kind of fell off the map. And so I don't know what happened with Relish. It's unfortunate, but it does feel like maybe they're gone. We'll see if they return. I have no clue. But that was another thing where an idea was kind of dissolved by not our own doing. It just ended that way. Another idea that we did this year that actually has gone fairly well we're trying to figure out if we want to do it going forward is our own version of the SNT style build. So we wanted to come up with something that was affordable, that was really quality, that we spent a lot of time working on. Came with our USA loaded pickups. We have the 9Ts here as well. I wanted to do something that was a good value for players. I'm seeing the price of guitar going up crazy, and it's like, man, even as a guitar player myself, I don't really want to pay the prices that some things have raised up to. I don't know if you can relate to that, but that's really where I've been feeling the pinch. It's like, man, can I come up with something like this that would be a good value for players? I think we're going to still do these on rotation. I don't think they're going to completely go away. But just making something that is inspired by something that's really popular didn't move the needle massively for us. We had some really great customers. We're still working on a few that are in process. But yeah, let me know if you think we should do more of these, if you think it's like a weird idea. Just another thing that we've tried this year and maybe hasn't gone quite the way that we would hope. Another thing we started to close out this year, and we're still trying to figure out what that looks like, is our OEM program. So I built a lot of pickups. We've built a lot of pickups here in the shop for tons of companies under agreements that we can't share their brand name, under some agreements where we can share the brand name. And I realized some of that stuff is great for continuing revenue and to kind of push things in the back end, creating wines for people, making partnerships, things like that. But it's also taking away from what we do here at Porter, taking away from kind of our pursuits and our passions and the things that we want to create and the things that we want to build. And so that's been something where we've been choosing to go away from some of those things, and that's been sort of a hard conversation to say, well, I don't want to sell this anymore, and I want to focus on the Porter stuff and our brand and how our brand gets built and how it moves forward. So that's been another thing that's kind of like our choice to see it die, or at least change in some sense. But that's been something that's been very interesting as a small business owner. My job is to create and build and grow income for the shop, and to say no to something that does bring in income but is not ultimately our passion and our joy. I think that's a hard one sometimes, because you're like, well, I'm walking away from this, but what am I opening up? What kind of doors am I opening up? So that's where we're at with some of those type of things. So what's the point of this video? Basically, I just want to say, for those who are trying things and those who are jumping into business, don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to just jump out and stick yourself out there, because trying things is going to enable change. If it doesn't enable change, it gives you some lessons to learn, and those are hard lessons sometimes, and if you invest a lot of money into something. But the point is trying, and I think I realized this year is the point is to create. The point is to continue to ask, what if I open this door, what would happen? What if I pursue this angle? How would that help our business? And if I didn't do that in the early days, I realized that there would not be a Porter Pickups. If I didn't think about how could I support my family this way, how could I support some employees, there wouldn't be Porter Pickups. So the point is kind of being a little crazy, a little stubborn, and to keep trying ideas. But I'm not going to lie, it's discouraging when your ideas don't work, maybe the way that you think you want to. But I think I realized the process and the point of continuing to create is what makes me tick, is what makes me want to be in this industry still after 15 years. So that's my encouragement for you guys today. Just a couple quick thoughts from the shop this morning. Take care.